Okay, so hello and welcome back to the video everyone. In the last video we have seen how to update the tables that was present in the database, right? So we have seen how to update the thing and delete the things. Now in this video we are going to see some specific work on some specific thing, that is select commands in SQL. Okay, so in this select command we are going to have a look at how we can actually pull all the data that is present inside this table and specific data if we want so to pull out some specific data, how we can do that, and then later we will see that how to find unique data that is present. Okay, so basically what I mean is that this is the data entry. Let's suppose, just take an example that this is the database entry that we are having, right? And we need to generate one output. Which is as similar as that means we want to basically pull all the data that is present inside our database panel to our output. Okay, so for doing that we need to just open our query and make sure that you are in the right database, that is test database. Okay, so there we can write our query as select all. So basically in SQL when you are using all statement, so you don't require to write all like this, you just need to put one asterisk. So the star is basically the symbol of all. So we are pulling all the data that is present from, either you can write db1 and select from the arrow keys and the keywords, else you can also drag and drop this. Okay, by this we can just we need to just run the query and the query will be start executing. Okay, so in this way we are pulling all the data that is present inside our table. Okay, so all those things we have pulled out. So total record was basically 5,41,911. So these data we have pulled out successfully. Now let's suppose that you want to just pull some data of employee name and employee ID. Okay, not this contact number. You don't require the contact number of these people right now. So this is my database and I want the output something like this. Okay, so these are what my entities. If you remember the data fundamental videos where I have explained entities and attributes, so columns are considered as the entities. Okay, so I will also put the link of that data fundamentals part 1 in the descriptions, or you can have a look at the cards that is present, okay, or the playlist. So now we need to pull the data of just employee name and employee ID, right? So we just need to require to do one change from here. As I was saying that asterisk means pulling all the data from the table, right? Now as of now I just need two important entities or columns, that is employee name and employee ID, right? So this is the sample of data, like how we can do, but here you can see we have other entities that is present, like invoice number, stock code, description, the quantity and all those things. So I just need the invoice, stock code and the quantity. Okay, so all these three information just I need to exclude the description, invoice date, price and all those things. So I need to, let's check by mentioning the entity name or the column name. So I will mention select invoice from and then I will mention db1. Okay, I have one choice of this, else or I will always recommend you guys to do this, like first write a query dbo.db1. okay, first write this query, run this query once. Okay, run this query once and after that you just make the changes in the name of columns if you are having a very large data set and you are working on very large data set. The reason I am telling you is that earlier if you notice we were not getting the option of the name of the columns, but now you can see you are getting an option. So we have pulled invoice and then we need to pull the quantity. Okay, anything, any entity or the column name that you want to basically pull, you just need to put a comma after the first one, after the previous one you can say, and then you can just need to mention the last thing which we require is, let's say, price. So this is the price column, right? So now if we run this query by selecting this, so why I'm selecting this query and not directly putting the execute statement? So if I put the execute statement, if I click on execute statement directly, my entire query will be running, right? But now I just need to run this specific line of query, so I will select that and then click on run. So now you can see I'm just getting 3 columns or 3 entities which basically I want. So this is how you can select or make your own view, that what type of view you want to see in the data. Now coming to sorry, now coming to one important part, like let's suppose this is my entire data, this is my output data, this is my base data. Now you can see 2 or 3 names are repetitive, like these 2 names are repetitive, then these 2 names are repetitive. I just need the information of employee names which are unique, right? That is unique. So for doing that unique one, my output will be something similar to this, like these 2 entries will be deleted from the bottom. So my entry would be something like this. So in my table that I'm having, in my data, if I talk over here, so here basically you can see we are having multiple country name, right? United Kingdom, then we have Netherlands, we have multiple column name, country name that is present. So we are going to find out of which countries, basically of which countries our data is actually present, okay? The unique country name. So for doing that, we will write the statement as select distinct. What is this distinct? So distinct is a kind of inbuilt function that SQL Server has. So basically distinct means finding unique, okay? You can say distinct means finding unique. So in this way we are finding the unique statements that is present inside our column. So we'll mention the select distinct from and the name of the table, right? So we have mentioned that. Now it is, you can see there is one error that is showing. It is showing some red line. That means there is some error in it. So we have defined the distinct function, but we haven't defined that this distinct, that is unique function, should apply to which column, right? So we need to put a bracket over here and just mention the name of the column that you are having, okay? So it says UNTRY. Yeah, now let's try to run this. Okay, so it says the column name that we are using is basically wrong. So I need to check that column name. If I run this query, CUNTRY. Okay, so yeah, my mistake. Yeah, now you can see the country is coming. Okay, so this is the list of entire unique countries that is basically present. Since all these data are present, so it is treating this also as a unique, but if your data is correctly filtered, you will get a proper data in it. Now let me show you. If I go for the correct data, then by this example, let's see the unique stock code that we are having. Okay, so things will be similar only. So I have mentioned here stock code, and then let's execute this query. So you can see these are the list of unique products that we are having, right? So this way we can basically see that which is our unique entities that is present, okay? So these things are very simple of SQLs that I'm basically covering. If you want to have a look at the data fundamentals, the entities and all, so you can watch the playlist, and there we are having that video, okay? Thank you. See you in the next video.